This conference will now be recorded.
So where exactly we are? Already we started master. Okay. In Metal Master, some couple of fields also we discussed in yesterday's session. So what we observed, okay, in Metal Master, so like base unit of measure and alternate units we discussed, and about material group also we discussed. Okay. And in purchasing we also we discussed some couple of fields here. So we'll continue from there. Okay. So here each and every master data, so we focus what are the important bits. Okay. And already tables already we discussed with the Material Master. Let us will continue from there. Go to login pad. And click on login. Okay. So let us see enter the user ID and password. Right. So go to MM01, enter the industry sector and material type. So many parameters going to control by the material type. In further classes we'll discuss here. So go to selection views, the basic MM views here. Okay. So go to org levels, enter the plant location. We observed the base unit of measure. Okay, so the base unit of measure, there are some couple of alternate units will be there. So what are those units? We have order unit of issue, sales unit and double unit. So here most of the materials means store location level, a lot of materials will be there, but most of the materials your alternate, so base unit of measure and alternates will remain same. So when it remains same, so you no need to enter, just you keep it blank that particular field. If it is different, we need to enter the different alternate unit. And also what we discussed about material group. So the navigation of what also I shown you. So material group means we are grouping the same attributes of the materials. So all the steels into one group, all the metal steels into one group. So with this, whenever the user is uploading or creating, so if the particular material is into the steel, so you need to select here. So this material group is useful for the, so based on the material group, the finance people will go for audit. The old material number also, some few industries, very few percent of industries, they want old material number here. So because the users immediately they identify the material. Okay, since long back they're using, so n number of, okay, so many years they're using the old ERP system. So for recognition purpose, they want old material number and external material group we can provide. And also we observed some material status. So we have two types of material status. One is a cross-build material status and plant specific material status. The cross-build material status. So this material status used by multiple modules. So for MM point of view, we need to select the indicator as a BP. So the client, if you want to stop at client level procurement, so you need to select, and from which data nodes you want to stop, you need to give the valid from also. As only for particular plant, so you need to go to the plant specific material status. And also this dimensions also we discussed here. So some materials you want to put in weight. Okay. So what is the gross weight or net weight? What is the liquid materials? We need to enter the value units. Okay. You need to, we discussed already. Now, if we go to the purchasing view also, the purchase group initially we discussed it is org element. Order unit, if it is blank, so what you need to consider the system whenever you are creating PO against this material, the system will take you. So this material ordering also in PC here if it is blank here. So also the tax indication of the materials. Mostly so when you are procuring the material, relate with the input taxes here. The SD people they are going to deal with the output taxes. For MM people, we need to, so how much tax you are going to pay. This tax, the material. So all this information. So here one thing we need to understand here. So every means complete information will be given by the client people here. Yeah. So material to material. So we'll discuss couple of fields, but so finally the client will give you the information of the, okay, so each and every material. So all the materials characteristics will not be same, right? So this we need to understand here. Next, quality free discount can be. Some materials we are getting some discount, some materials, okay, some rare materials will not get discount here. So what are the materials we are getting discount? So just you need to select the suitable option here. So we have free goods concept is also there. So that time you understand about this checkbox here. And also automatic PO. This automatic PO. So during this, so we have separate topic is there. So automatic creation of the purchase order. The SAP they have given on provision. Okay, so when the user, okay, generally the user will create a purchase requisition. Okay, so with respect purchase order, not purchase requisition, with respect to purchase requisition. Okay, so it is not to do by the manually, the user need to create a PO. But SAP is provided some provision. Okay, so if you maintain some settings in the system, so the system will create a PO. So if the proper settings is there, so the system automatically creates PO in ME59 transaction code. This also we discussed here. And the batch management also, what is this batch management? So some materials, okay, so not all the materials. So here initially it should be determined. So the client will give you a list of materials. So what are the materials they want to go with the batch management? So in the master data, you need to select as a batch management. So this batch management indicator, not only the purchasing view, in general plant store location view and sales view, there are three views. This batch management checkbox is there. Okay. So if I selected, automatically it will be selected in the general plant store location view also. Okay. So means you are giving the indication. So this particular material I want to maintain the batches here. So once you select the batch management, then complete entire project. So when I'm receiving the material, if I'm issuing the material, so everything means the batch number should be attached to this. So when you're receiving the material, okay, the system automatically generate the batch number. If I'm issuing, so from which batch I'm issuing, so everything should be batch relevant here. Okay. So this is about batch management, but we have a lot of advantage with the batch management. So however, this batch management also we have separate topic is there, we'll discuss here. Next, purchasing value key also we discussed here. So tell me what is purchasing value key? The purchasing value key is a reminder key, which reminds the vendor system. Okay. So here, why the reminders is required? Sometimes, okay, so you need to recall to the vendor here. So some few number of materials. So it is an important materials. So for those materials, you need to maintain the reminder key. In the reminder key also, you can mention some tolerance limits here under deliver over deliver tolerance. This is what we discussed in yesterday's session. So today we need to discuss about some other couple of fields. Okay. Now GR processing time here. Now tell me what is GR processing time? The GR processing time means goods receipt processing time. Okay. So when once I will receive the material from the vendor company, okay. So your inventory people, so they will receive the stock. Once they will receive the stock physically, so they will keep the stock in the stores or warehouses. Okay. But actually, what is this GR processing time here? So some materials, okay, so GR, so there is it is not applicable here, GR processing time. But some materials GR processing time is applicable. So here let us say it will take some 2 days time here. Means after receiving the material also to inspect the material and okay, so it will take some 2 days time here. GR processing time 2 days or 1 day. Means even though if you receive today, so tomorrow we are going to use for testing purpose. Okay, means after receiving the material from the vendor company. Okay, so to place into the store location. So I'm keeping somewhere else here. Okay. The quality need to be done everything here. Then I will take this material into consider into my stores here. It's called GR processing time. Okay. After receiving the material to inspect and keep into the store location over here. So not for all the materials here. Okay. Now one important thing here. See here. So we discussed some couple of fields here. So when you are practicing, if you want to know about any field, so I'll explain to you one tip for you. So simply click on, so suppose I want to know about this field here, okay. So click on that particular field, the SAP has given the provision, click on function F1 from your keyboard, okay. Immediately the system will give you the help menu, what exactly this particular field you can able to read here. It's an ocean, right? N number of fields will be there. Even though some couple of fields, okay, so you want to know, you want to read, so simply so click on that particular field and click on function F1 from keyboard. The system will open a help menu. So now you can see what is goods receipt processing time. Number of work days after receiving, number of work days required after receiving the material for inspection and placement of the store location. So some materials inspection is not required, but some materials inspection is required. So what is the time? Whether it will take 1 day or 2 days, you need to mention. It's called a GR processing time here. Okay. So now I want to reopen to purchasing value key. Simply click on that particular purchasing value key and click on F1 from your function keyboard. Immediately, so here immediately the SAP help menu will be open. Now you can read what is this purchasing value key. Purchasing value key yesterday we discussed here. Key defining the remainder days and tolerance limits, okay, valid as well as the shipping instructions and order acknowledgement required of the material for purchasing. If you have chosen purchasing value key, the system enters the values defined in the customizing purchasing value fields here. So in this purchasing documents, data is proposed to information record or options from the material master record here. Okay, but see, some fields easily enabled on SAP, but try to make a habit of reading some couple of fields here, right? So this is what one important. So next, the post to inspection stock here. So what is this post to inspection stock here? The post to inspection stock means now after receiving the material, so it has to go for the quality inspection here. How system will come to know this particular material has to go for the quality inspection? So here you need to select the post inspection stock here. If I selected, so I am proposing the system. So when I am receiving this material from the vendor company, always it has to go for a quality inspection here. The quality department, some people will come and they will check whether we need to accept the material or we need to reject the material or partially we need to accept. So this everything under the quality control here. But how system will determine, so this particular material, the list of materials, which materials they want to post for the quality inspection at the time of PO and at the time of GR. So you need to select this indicator, post to inspection stock here. So if I not selected, the system by defaultly it will propose for unrestricted use. The system will by default it will propose for unrestricted use stock here. Okay, so one important, basically we have three stock types we need to understand. One is unrestricted use stock. So if you are keeping a label unrestricted use means in the stores, so anybody can utilize this material because the proper checking everything is done. So ready to use stock, unrestricted stock. The second stock type is a quality inspection stock. Okay, somewhere. So if you observe the stock is under the quality inspection means the quality people need to yet to come and they need to check the particular material. It's called quality inspection stock. So what is the restricted stock, which is also called as blocked stock here? So if any material is not up to the specification, the material is spoiled or damaged, so we need to keep here. These are the major three stock types is there here. So this material, so if I selected post inspection stock, so what exactly the system will do at the time of PO and at the time of GR, the system will propose as a quality inspection. If I not selected, system will propose for unrestricted. If I selected, the system will propose for the quality inspection. So if user wants to, can able to change, but so here once it is proposed, the user will come to know, okay, this material I need to keep in the quality inspection. Let me show you how the system will propose. Please observe. If I come to here now, so there is a transition code MB21. So just today I'm entering this transition code, but don't worry. So after a couple of days we'll reach to purchase order. So just I'm giving the order. So I mentioned the vendor here, 1000 vendor, purchasing organization, so group and the company code. Any one material. So just I'm mentioning one material, some quantity, into the plant and into the store location. Okay. So here now come to delivery tab here. Okay. I come to delivery tab. So please observe here three stock types is there here. The first one is unrestricted stock we observed. So if any so if any material if you are not selected the post inspection stock, it's called unrestricted use stock. If this material it has to post for the quality inspection, okay. So there actually in Metal Master you need to select the post inspection stock. In Metal Master you need to select as a post inspection stock. If I selected post inspection stock, the system automatically proposes for every time PO quality inspection. So for this purpose, user wants to can able to change it, the quality inspection stuff. So at the time of PO and at the time of GR, the system will propose. So for quality inspection, you need to select this indicator, post inspection stuff. Next, so here critical part. Okay. Okay. So what is actually critical part here? So the critical part means suppose now if I come to here, if I select it as a critical part, now please observe carefully. So here now this material 155 any raw material any kind of material, instead of this if I selected this material as a critical part, I'm not able to substitute. So to prepare any finished part or any assembly, so this particular material means I should use only this material. I cannot able to substitute so this material here. So this is most important. If I am not selected here as a critical part, instead of this material, so if whenever this material got deficiency, I can able to use, instead of this material A, I can use material B also here. So this is what we need to understand. Okay, the critical part. So if I am not selected, so whenever you are preparing some sub-assembly, okay, so instead of this material, so in rare cases you can use other, you can able to substitute this material. But if I selected, I must use this same material only. It's called critical part. Next, what about JIT scheduling indicator here? JIT scheduling indicator here. JIT scheduling indicator means just in time here. So JIT scheduling indicator means just in time. Okay. So now when I'm creating PO to the vendor, in the PO in purchase order, every time I need to mention my delivery date here. The user will mention the delivery date here. Today I'm giving the order, okay, but so I'm giving the delivery date on 10th October example. So today what is the date? So today is 20th September. I'm giving the order, and my delivery date is October 10th here. So here now the vendor, it will go to the order, will go to the vendor company. The vendor may be dispatched, okay, so on 20th, so 10th October, okay, or maybe 9th October or 7th October or 11th October. So okay, any one day we received this material. But sometimes including delivery date, I need to mention the time also here. So you need to select the GIST scheduling indicator. Okay. So delivery date as well as time I need to mention here. So this is actually, we have scheduling agreement procurement is there. In further classes, we have scheduling agreement procurement is there. So not only delivery date, you need to mention the time also here. So why I need to mention the delivery date including time here? So you know, so the industries so will work for 24 hours here. So each shift will be carried out 8 hours, like A, B, C shifts here. The material is required for the first shift example here. Okay. So from morning to, so this is the some time interval here. So if the vendor is dispatching in the late evening, so what is the use of this material? I require morning shift, right? So in some cases, so we have scheduling procurement is there, including delivery date. If you want to mention the time, so you need to select the JIT automatically. If I mention no JIT means, so if on that particular day, anytime the vendor can able to dispatch, no problem. So this is what JIT scheduling indicator. So including delivery date, time you need to mention, you need to go for JIT. And also we have some source list is there here. What is this source list here? The source list, so it is also like one of the master data here. Okay, so this, if I selected source list, what happened here? You know, in the industries, okay, some materials, you have a lot of materials, but some few number of materials. Okay, so example, this is the material 155, some raw material. So if I selected the source list, so I need to maintain the source list record against this material. If I selected, so I need to give the, I need to maintain as a source list record. So this material from which suppliers, means when which vendors I am going to procure, I need to record in the system here. So here vendor A, vendor B, vendor C, if I recall. So only user can able to procure only these vendors here, vendor A, B, C. Apart from these three vendors, if user is trying to procure from any other vendor, the system is not going to accept it. So means finally what we need to understand the source list, some few number of materials you want to restrict the procurement here. If I have not selected the source list, so this material, so for the company we have thousands of vendors. Any vendor you can able to procure here. But my business requirement, some few number of materials, I want to procure only some fixed sources here. So I don't want to procure the material from any one vendor. I want to restrict here. Then you need to select the source list. However, your detailed discussion is there related to source list here. Don't worry. And coming to some materials, so when you are procuring, so you need to observe who is the manufacturer. So you can create your own manufacturer profiles. And what is the manufacturer part number? You can able to mention the system here. So some materials you need to procure from original manufacturer, and who is the manufacturer and what is the manufacturer part number. So you can easily, so only you need to procure the original manufacturer. So which is the manufacturer part number you can mention here. So finally, what we need to understand here, the basic data represents the basic information of the material. Means what is the base unit of measure, what is the material group, whether gross weight network, cross flow material status. So these are the basic data. Okay, basic data one we observed here. But if we come into the purchasing view, so what we observed, when you are going to purchase, who is the manufacturer, So whether I need to provide the remainder key or not. So what is the GR passing time? So how many number of work after receiving, how much time it will take, and whether it has to go for the quality or not, whether it is a critical part, whether I need to select the source list or not, whether it is related to batch management or not, whether automatic PO is applied or not. So the purchasing view represents the purchasing. So when you are going to procure, so when you are going to purchase the material, so what are the okay? So parameters we need to consider. But however, finally, so once again, please try to understand. So all these indicators, all these fields is not applicable for only particular material. The material to material characteristics will be different. Yes, so this definitely the client will inform. You don't know because you are the consultant. So they will inform. Will be given by your client people. Now again, if you click on continue, now we'll step into the general plant store location. Okay, so only we selected basic views, right? So next, we'll step into the general plant store location view. So as you know, the material. So if I'm receiving this material, okay, so the users means your inventory people, the inventory like a store manager, okay, the inventory clerk. Okay, so these people, so always they need to monitor the inventory, whether this material I want to keep in the store location or I want to keep in this material into the warehouses. Okay, so if I'm going to keep in the store location, so what are the conditions? What are the precautions I need to take? So in general plant store location view, in purchasing view you observed. So whenever you're going to purchase the materials, okay, so what are the precautions I need to take? But if I come to general plant store location view, so if I'm going to, before going to keep this material into the stores, so what are the okay conditions? Okay, so here you can observe. See simply here unit of issue already we discussed here. Against the base unit of measure, we have some couple of alternative units is there. In the stores, I want to issue different unit, so you can mention it. Wherever it is blank, your base unit of measure. So if it is blank means you need to issue in PC only here, because of your base unit of measure is PC here. This already we discussed here. But storage bin actually it is nowhere related here because the storage bin starts with the WM module here. Okay, no. So MM module is going to deal with up to store location only. But why the bin is giving, even though the client they don't want to maintain the WM system, but always the stock is in constant bin. So if you will mention any one bin number, that's always the stock showing the bin level here. So where it is not okay, so useful here. Now coming to the picking area. So what is this picking area? So here the store location in general term which is a godown. Okay, so your store location is very big here. Okay, so lot of empty space will be there, and day to day we are receiving a number of materials. Okay, so here I want to differentiate my stores into different picking areas. So I'll divide into two picking areas or four or eight picking areas, and this from year to year I'll say is one picking area. From year to year, the physical space you can divide into different picking areas. So these picking areas, so if I divide, what is the use here? So I can, so this particular picking area, so some Mr. XYZ person is responsible. So like that you can maintain the different picking areas and who is the person is responsible, so you can differentiate. Next, temperature condition and storage conditions here. What is temperature conditions and what is storage condition? As you discuss here, some materials like especially some pharma industry, chemical industry, for example, some materials, some molecules, I want to keep in this particular degree Celsius or Fahrenheit here, whatever the unit here. So always I want to keep minus 15 degrees Celsius. So here in backend system you can create, and if I mentioned this particular temperature condition, the user will observe. Okay, I want to keep in this particular okay temperature. You will come to know here. So here, whatever the fields we are discussing, it is not applicable. Once again, please try to understand, it is not applicable. Suppose this is one like a chemical example. So I want to keep in minus 10 degrees centigrade here. If I mention this material only, they will keep. So other material, so I don't want to maintain any temperature condition. You can keep normal temperatures only. Okay. So this, especially if I mention these conditions, temperature condition or storage conditions, the user will apply there. Okay. The same way, if I come to, so which means in backend system, as per your business requirement, a number of you can create. So here, from there, if I'll go to the dropdown, system will pick here. Like that, yesterday we created material group, right? So some double Z one two. The same way in dropdown it will come here. That we will see in customers in class. Coming to storage conditions, so what is storage temperature condition? In which temperature you want to keep? What is mean by storage condition? This particular materials, so where I want to store here. So whether I want to store in open store location or warehouses, okay. So we have different storage condition is there. There's a training system, but a real system completely blank. As per your business requirement, you can create it. Okay, example, some open storage example. So why I want to keep open storage? Some materials if I keep in dark, okay, so rooms here, okay. So there is no sunlight here, the material will be damaged here. So I want to keep this material into open storage. Some materials I want to keep in warehouse. Some materials I want to keep in refrigerator. Okay. N number of whatever your business requirement, you can create text here, so that the user will accordingly. So he will keep the materials in the store location only. This is about storage condition, temperature conditions, and what exactly the hazard material number. Hazard material number means so some materials are dangerous materials here. So some materials are dangerous materials. Okay. So now, or we can say inflammable materials here. Okay, so explosive materials, either explosive materials or inflammable materials or dangerous materials. Okay, if this material characteristics is like this here, so I need to create hazard materials and I need to assign to the hazard material number here. So here, this, however, the hazard materials, so material to material characteristics will be different. Some materials directly you should not touch here. So we need to use some gloves. Some materials we need to use some specs here. Okay, this is some precautions. Okay, in warehouse management, we have separate topic is there for other material number, how you are going to store. But now please observe which transition code we can able to create other materials in VM01. Okay, in SAP is provided to create the transition code in VM01. So this is the transition code to create other materials. Okay, so here once you will create it, you need to assign to your main material, other material number. Okay. So what is hazard materials? Some dangerous materials are explosive materials. Okay. So poisonous goods is called under hazard materials. So we need to handle separately. So we need to enter the precautions. As per the precautions, the user has to act here. Right. Already batch management we discussed here. So why it is selected? Because in purchasing we selected, so automatically it will be selected here. Okay. So remaining is how many numbers. So whenever we are taking this, every time how many number of GR slips is required. So these are the okay. So some conditions, and also you can observe the shelf life data. So what is the shelf life data? The shelf life data. So generally, so some materials we need to mention the time unit here. If I have not mentioned the shelf life data, if I am receiving the material internally through the production order, or we are receiving the material from external vendor with respect to purchase order, okay, simply the user will receive the material and he will keep the stores here. But some materials, okay, so freely we require for this material, so at least 6 months shelf life is required, or 8 months or 2 months. So here, including minutes also given by the SAP, but mostly the shelf life will be months here. Some few materials in some communities used hours basis also here, but no doubt here the system has given including minutes also SAP. But here mostly, suppose if I mention some months here, okay. So what is the maximum storage period? So what is the maximum storage period? What is the minimum storage period? At least some 6 months shelf life is required here. So when I am receiving the material from the, so this material shelf life is always 6 months here. So whenever we are receiving the material from the vendor company, the system will cross check here. So what is the manufacturing date and what is the expiry date? Whether 6 months shelf life is there or not here. If it is 6 months shelf life is not there, in 5 months it is going to expire here. Means shelf life the material is only 5 months here. My system will not accept here because so this material you mentioned your shelf life is 6 months. So this is what way we need to understand shelf life data of the material. In batch management, however, I'll show you what is the purpose of the shelf life, so how to handle it. But in SAP, no problem. It is including minutes also is given. The minutes, okay. Mostly it will be hours and some few materials, but mostly in months only. Here. About shelf life. So finally, altogether in general plant store location view. So when you are going to store, so what are the precautions you are going to take for this material we observe here? Again, if you click on continue. So now let's get into the accounting one view of the material master. So this accounting one view of the material master. Okay. So here what we observe accounting one view of the material master. So only we need to enter the price here. Only we need to enter the price of this material. So this price of this material. So why valuation class is mandatory here? So why valuation class is mandatory? The valuation class, without valuation class, we are not able to create example. But this we have detailed discussion is there. Why we are giving this valuation class? Because I want to validate the material. if I'm receiving the material, if I'm issuing the material, so how much stock we are receiving, what is the value of the stock, okay, how much quantity of the stock. So how you can able to differentiate if you enter the valuation class here. But in MMFI integration, we'll discuss why we are giving this valuation class, and I'll show you how to create new valuation class also. This is one important topic is the MMFI that time will understand. But meanwhile, just so it is the price control indicator. So we have two price control indicators here. One is moving price, second one is so here. One is moving price, second one is stand price here. For which kind of materials will give the moving price? Example, raw materials here. Okay, so for every company, the raw materials, always we are procuring raw materials from the different vendors here. Okay, always raw materials we are procuring from different vendors, and most of the, I can say 100% no company the raw materials they are not to any okay customers here. Okay, so every time we need to procure the material, raw material every time the company is required. So the raw material never we are now never going to sell here. Okay, so what are the materials we are not only raw materials, what are the materials we are procuring from externally vendor? For those materials we need to give the okay, so moving price here. So some materials we have in-house production materials will be there. Means we are producing at our stores here. So we are keeping our stores. Okay. So standard price here. If I mention standard price. So this means what are the materials? If I mention the standard price here I need to mention something. If I select it. But which kind of materials will go with the standard price? The materials we are procuring from externally internally. So it means we are producing and also some rare conditions will procure these materials. So the company will fix some price, standard price. In-house production materials, example, some finished materials, some semi-finished materials will go with standard price. But what are the materials we are procuring always from external vendor? So we need to give moving price. I selected the moving price. But why we are saying a moving price here? Because today vendor will say some price, but after the vendor may change the price because the price is not our control. That's what we are giving moving price. With this, if you click on continue, on is so one material master means we completed one material master. So far we discussed related to material master. So like again we have some customization classes there, and what we observed, I think I hope so you people you can able to create a material master so in MM01 and change the material master MM0 to display the material master, display changes and flag for deletion of the material master. And apart from this, you know about the tables also. We discussed some couple of tables also like MARA, MARC, MARD, MBEW, MAKT, MVK. So all these tables also we discussed, and also we discussed how to extend the metal master also. And today in yesterday session we discussed some important fields. But metal master is never ending story because again in further classes we'll select MMPP. That time will you come to know what are the important fields in MMPP. Suppose now we have MMSD integration is also there. So in MMSD integration we'll select the sales views here. The sales views also we have some couple of fields we need to discuss. So in MMSD integration, so again you will come to know sales views and MMPP, MRPUs, and in further classes we have MMWM is there. So in MMWM integration, so you will come to know in WM management of you what are the important fields, and in MMQM integration also the quality management parameters we need to discuss. Okay. The basic MMQs we discussed here. So with this we can say the complete middle master is completed. Now here next master data we need to start that is random master. The second master data we need to start. But compared to all other master data, okay. So here middle master is the highest integration. Middle master is the highest integration data. The second master data we need to start that is vendor master, which is also called as a supplier master. But actually today it seems Rajesh Babu network is not proper and Lakshmi is also not joined. So what we'll say, so we'll continue tomorrow. Vendor master, fresh master data. Okay, and Yashasvi.
Yes, sir, no problem.
Okay, no problem. Uh, can you do one help?
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
I mean, can you log in through my login ID and password and check the, you know, background settings? Because I'm not getting that ROH or the
Hmm.
semi-finished goods.
Okay, okay. Simply here go
Yes,
to
Shashvi, I think a big list is there if you scroll down, 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 and then it is coming.
I mean, they're
understood.
all created by normal trainees, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. Because actually, couple of people using. So not only SD people, technical people, all the people are using the same server. So maybe you'll find the difficulty. No problem. First of all, tell me, Yashasvi, when you are
Hmm.
creating Metal Master, so you are
Hmm.
able to see these codes or not yet? ROH something, these codes you are able to see or not?
No, they are very different from what you have in your
Yes,
system.
yes. Understood, understood. So this actually, first you're able to see only description, or you're not able to
I'm
see the
able
code.
to see the codes and all, but they are like numbered, like 2, 3, H, something like that. It is not
Yeah,
like
yeah. So
same packaging, returnables.
okay. So here actually, because of so many people are accessing the same server, so it will happen. But so here just you try to identify. Okay, if your ROH maybe a number, try to identify your HALB semi-finished material is there or not here. Maybe somebody changed the standard material type. We cannot do anything here. But try to identify.
Mm.
So like FERT materials is there or not finished by.
I mean, once can
So
you log in now?
yeah, sure, sure.
Just it will
I'll
take
do one thing.
2 minutes.
I'll do one thing. Okay, so please share your screen here. Okay, I'll make you presenter. So you open your SAP. Okay, so I'll make you presenter here. Now you are the presenter.
You are able to see my screen, no?
Correct, correct. Yes, I'm able to see your screen. You're in the
Okay.
login pad. Yeah.
How to minimize this one?
Where you put SSV?
What? Hello?
Where you put?
You are able to see or not?
Yeah, I'm able to see you. So where you
Huh.
put up actually you are in Hyderabad or somewhere else in
Hyderabad only.
Hyderabad only. So why can't you install? Because Yamuna, okay,
Okay, okay.
maybe there
Oh,
is no
sorry,
chat.
sorry, sorry. Wait, wait, wait.
If you are in
What is this?
Hyderabad, okay,
EH5 only, no?
yeah, yeah. SSV, please try to understand. If you are in Hyderabad, you come to make it your own server.
How? How to do it? I don't
If
know.
okay, if you have laptop, come to institute and they will install to you.
Okay. What happened?
Because actually online server for which for whom it is okay applicable means who's staying in out of Hyderabad, some other
Hmm.
region, some other origin. So for them, so they need to use. There is no option here. Okay, for only installation purpose, they not able to come to Hyderabad here. But even though it is recommended, so if you are in Hyderabad or within Hyderabad some 100 200 kilometers distance, better one day
Hmm.
you spare, try to come to the institute and okay permanent here. Okay, maybe these people will give you some 2 3 months access here. Okay, but if you have own laptop, you can make your server, then it will be benefit for you because in your server you can practice. Okay, you'll not find this issues. See how is my server is very smooth here. Okay, so you are not able
Yeah.
to see number of materials. So
Sir, but
practice will be.
I created my own server. Still, every day I'm deleting other other users from my account. Some
How
four
it
or
is
five people are using the same account. Yesterday also I deleted, I think, 5 people, I think.
okay. Okay, so if you are using your own server, how they will access?
I don't know, sir. Actually, they gave me the details in my email ID. Using them,
Means
I
you're
created.
also you're also you're
No.
also using global IT server only, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
This global
okay.
IT server means this is not your own server, Yamuna.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is like
okay.
what I am using now. That is a
Oh, you are
global
right.
only. Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
so both are using same only. See, when
Same.
you will get the own server, so now in your system, it is installed inbuilt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the public server here. The public, suppose if I'll start my teaching in public server, for me also I will face the same thing here. So
Okay.
suppose if while I'm doing the class here, if I am trying to select a raw material, it will take some 4 to 5 minutes. So it is difficulty, right? So I need to
Mm.
search where exactly raw material, where exactly that particular. So this public server, what is happening here? Some SD people is practicing this. Some FICO
Oh,
people is practicing. Some technical people, ABAP people also.
basis suburbs,
Uh,
everyone.
night it will be okay. So what happened? Night they will change some layouts and all. Okay, the color will be changed. Something I'm saying here. So every time, every day, so to search all these things, it will take a lot of time. Okay, that's what I'm recommending. However, Yamuna, it is not possible. Okay, so
Yes.
just we need to
I'll
manage.
come back.
Yeah. So for HSV, it is possible, the possibility. So immediately, so you need to take step one day, no problem. You come to institute and immediately you give your laptop and ask him to install. So they'll install to you. And once it is installed, so you can use this.
Okay,
For you, you
this is
also,
valid
so
for
if you want, yeah.
this is valid for at least 3 4 months if they install own server.
No, 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 that is permanent.
Permanent, ah.
Permanent.
Okay.
That is your, once it is installed, it is an inbuilt program. There's a permanent here.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Right.
So now whatever
Fine,
the
then
institute
I'll come.
institute people is providing the server, maybe only 3 months access will be there. Again 3 months, again they will charge. Okay, so this is what.
Mm-hmm. So if I come to the institute, if they install it, that is permanent.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So now this all the drop down menu, buy juice material, bodybuilding, I'm finding
Everything
it
is
very different.
Mm. This I told you, right? So because of this, people, okay,
Mm.
a lot of people are accessing the same system. So that's what is clumsy here. Okay, so even though for me also, actually I'm also using, if I'm using the same server like you, so as I told you, right, so I
Mm.
will face so many
Mhm.
issues here. Yeah, so that's what I'm
Oh, completely different.
switching to. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's my.
see here, I'm not
Um,
able to find that ROH or something like that.
Okay, that's
HLB,
what.
nothing is there.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm recommending. Better just you go to HCR.
Yashasvi, you can also type here. Actually, yesterday I tried that, so it is coming.
Where?
ROH in the material type. Can you type ROH?
See, ROH on floor, it seems. There
Oh,
is only one thing.
okay, then it is, yeah, completely different for you.
Yeah, so that's what I'm finding it difficult to create
Hmm.
internal materials also. Every time I create something, it is showing internal goods already, the number has been assigned.
Okay.
This is a
Okay.
maximum number. All those
Mhm.
errors.
Mhm.
రాజేష్ గారు మీరు ఎప్పుడు ఉంటారు అవైలబుల్ గా?
నేను జనరల్ గా మీరు ఎప్పుడు వస్తారు? మీరు ప్లాన్ చెప్పండి.
నేను అంటే ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఏ టైం వరకు ఓపెన్ ఉండొచ్చు? ఎంత వరకు ఉంటది?
మార్నింగ్ 7 o'clock అట్లా ఓపెన్ చేస్తారండి. 7 to అప్ టు ఈవినింగ్ 8 వరకు ఉంటుంది ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్.
ఓకే. మీరు ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ లోనే ఉంటారా?
నేను రెగ్యులర్ గా పోనండి ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్. సో ఆఫ్టర్లీ ఐ విల్ గో. సో వీక్లీ సమ్ 2 times, some 3 times.
ఓకే. అంటే ఒకసారి మీరు వచ్చినప్పుడు కలిస్తే ఇదంతా ఇన్‌స్టాలేషన్‌కి
అదే అదే. అందుకే
చూపియడానికి
మీరు మీరు ప్లాన్ చెప్పండి. ఆ రోజు నేను కూడా ప్లాన్ చేస్తాను. సో ఐ విల్ ఆల్సో ట్రై టు కమ్.
రేపొస్తాను అలాగైతే. రేపు మార్నింగ్ వస్తానులెండి.
రేపు మార్నింగ్ వస్తారా? ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో కమ్ టు ద
ఓహ్!
ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్. ఓకే.
ఓకే. ఆఫ్టర్ 11:00 అలా వస్తాను. ఈస్ ఇట్ ఓకే?
నో నో ప్రాబ్లం. నాట్ ఇష్యూ, నాట్ ఇష్యూ.
Uh,
మాదాపూరా? పంజాగుట్టనా?
పంజాగుట్ట, పంజాగుట్ట.
ఓకే. షూర్. ఓకే అండి.
వేర్ యూ విల్ స్టే? నియర్ టు పంజాగుట్ట ఆర్ నియర్ టు మాదాపూర్?
సుచిత్ర. ఐ స్టే ఇన్ సుచిత్ర. సో, ఐ
సుచిత్ర
కెన్
అంటే
కమ్.
మీకు, నాకు తెలిసి మీకు పంజాగుట్టనే. ఒకవేళ మీరు
అవునవును.
మాదాపూర్,
పంజాగుట్టనే.
మాదాపూర్ దగ్గర ఉంటే, ఒకవేళ కూడా గచ్చిబౌలి అటు సైడ్ ఉంటే మిమ్మల్ని మాదాపూర్ వెళ్ళమను. సో మీకు
పంజాగుట్టనే దగ్గరా?
పంజాగుట్టనే
నేనొస్తానులెండి.
దగ్గర మీకు. యా, యా. ఓకే,
హ్మ్.
ఓకే. Okay. For Yamuna
uh,
also,
Sir,
they
నాకు
they are
డౌట్.
teaching. Tell me, Yamuna.
ఇది యాక్చువల్లీ మనం మెటీరియల్ టైప్స్ YZ1 ఇలా క్రియేట్ చేసాం కదా.
అవును మేడం.
అవి చేసిన దానికి నేను మళ్ళీ వెళ్ళి నాకు ఆ టేబుల్ డేటాలో చూస్తుంటే నాకు అది చూపించట్లేదు. మళ్ళీ సేమ్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంటే ఆల్రెడీ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్ అని వస్తుంది.
ఏంటండి ఒకసారి నాకు ప్లీజ్ కమ్అట్ వన్స్ అగైన్. మీరు వైజెడ్ ఒక మెటీరియల్ తోని మీరు ఒక మెటీరియల్ నెంబర్ క్రియేట్ చేశారు. ఓకే.
చేశాను. అది
ఓకే.
ఇప్పుడు నాకు టేబుల్స్‌లో చూయించాలి కదా మెటీరియల్.
వన్స్ మెటీరియల్ ఇస్ క్రియేటెడ్ డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్ హాస్ టు షో ఇన్ ద టేబుల్. యా.
బట్ చూపించట్లేదు. అందుకని నేను మళ్ళీ అదే సేమ్ చేస్తుంటే మళ్ళీ ఆల్రెడీ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్ యూ కెనాట్ క్రియేట్ సేమ్ మెటీరియల్ అని చెప్పొస్తుంది. అలాగా 2 టైమ్స్ సేమ్ అలాగే అయింది. టేబుల్ డేటాలో చూయించట్లేదు.
నాకు
ఓకే.
కొన్నిటికి అయింది అలా. మిగతా వాటికి
ఓహ్!
నేను ప్లాంట్ నేను మాన్యుయల్‌గా ఇస్తున్నాను. నేను క్రియేట్ చేసిన ప్లాంట్ నంబరు
ఓకే.
ఇచ్చేసి ఆర్గ్ లెవెల్ దగ్గర చేసేసి మిగతా డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని ఫిల్ చేస్తే అప్పుడొస్తుంది. నాకు
ఓహ్!
ప్లాంట్ 1000 అనేదేం చూపించట్లేదు డేటాలో.
ఓకే. అలాగైతే యాహ్! ఐ విల్ ట్రై దట్ వన్ దెన్. ఓకే.
ఇది ఒకటి. సో ఏమన్నా చూడండి ఒక 1, 2 డేస్, లేదంటే మీకు ఆల్టర్‌నేట్ సర్వర్ మీకు ఏదైనా మీకు కూడా నేను ప్రొవైడ్
యెస్
చేస్తాను.
సార్.
నేను మీకు సర్వరే మీకు ప్రొవైడ్ చేయను.
మీరు
నాలాంటి
1000 ప్లాంట్ స్టార్టింగ్ డేస్‌లో 1000 ప్లాంట్ బెస్ట్ అన్నారని నేను మెటీరియల్స్ అందులో క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంటే నాకది టేబుల్ డేటా
హ్మ్.
చూయించట్లేదు అసల.
నేను యాక్చువల్‌గా వై ఐ ప్రిఫర్ 1000 ప్లాన్ మీన్స్ ఇప్పుడు వేరే ప్లాన్స్ కొత్తది క్రియేట్ చేస్తే మనకి ఇనిషియల్ స్టేజ్‌లో ఉన్నాం కాబట్టి, సో
హ్మ్.
ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ కొత్త ప్లాన్ క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఫినాన్స్ రిలేటెడ్ ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తాయి. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఓన్లీ మనం మెటల్ మాస్టర్ క్రియేషన్ ఉన్నాం. సో
ఓకే.
ఫర్దర్‌గా మనం బిజినెస్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏమైపోతుందంటే మనకు ఫినాన్స్ రిలేటెడ్ ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తాయి. అవి మనకు సాల్వ్ చేయాలంటే సపోజ్ మనకు ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ ఐ యామ్ నాట్ అవైలబుల్, సో యూ విల్ సెర్చ్ సమ్
యాహ్!
టైమ్, యూ విల్ నాట్ ఫైండ్ దట్. సో యూ విల్ ఫెడ్ అప్ విత్. So if you use 1000 plant, 1000 company code process, you need to understand, because in real
ఓకే.
time finance people will be there, they will take care finance related errors. So
ఓకే.
now what these people, so the institute people, even the some other faculty also, so we need to create our own company code, own plant, then it is not like that. Okay, so completely,
ఓకే.
so only you are running the business transactions or not, whatever the plant, whether a 1000 plant also you can run or any other plant
హ్మ్.
also, it is not
ఓకే.
like this. Okay. This is recommend if it's a own server if you maintain. So means you can create your own entries, so nobody will
ఓకే.
not disturb, and this is the best thing. Okay.
ఓకే.
So you can learn more. Means you will not. There is no abstract tools while you are
ఓకే.
creating or something here. So here in public server, what happens? Somebody night they will change some number and just night
ఓకే.
they will change some programs. Night the change will. So because 200, 300 people, 500 people are accessing the same server. Okay. So their
ఓకే.
point of view, the SD people, they will do some sales object, they will change. It is
చేంజెస్.
impacted. It is not real time server, right? So there is no
యాహ్!
proper control in that. So this is the, even though the institute people also cannot do anything in this. So that's what I'm recommending. If anybody is so available near to institute or near to 1 to 100 kilometers, I'll ask them to come and make the installation. So it is well and good.
ఓకే. ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే రాజేష్ గారు.
Yeah. Okay. So Yamuna, for you also, I'll arrange you any one server
ఓకే సార్.
which doesn't
బికాజ్
have any
అది
issues.
మీకు మెటీరియల్ ఫస్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు బేసిక్ డేటాలో పర్చేసింగ్ గ్రూప్ టిక్ మార్క్ చూపిస్తుంది గదా!
On.
నాకది కూడా చూపించట్లేదు. అది కంపల్సరీ లేదు అందులో. అలాగా కొన్ని కొన్ని మీరు క్లాస్‌లో చెప్పిన కంపల్సరీ డేటా వస్తదనేదేది నాకు చాలా మిస్ అవుతున్నాయి అలాగా.
Okay. So no problem. So I'll do one thing for you. So whatever the server I'm using, I'll ask them to provide to you also. They will not provide much users, so I'll request you to. For
ఓకే
HSC,
సార్.
that issue will be resolved. For you, I'll discuss with the people.
ఓకే సార్. థాంక్ యూ.
Okay. Okay. Thank you all for
థ్యాంక్ యూ
this.
రాజేష్.
థాంక్ యూ సార్.
యాహ్!
యాహ్!
Welcome. Welcome.